fuck is a gun, man? Man, we're gonna shoot fire out, man. We're gonna be like them comic books, man. We're gonna be straight out of a comic book, man. Real power, man. That's why those comic books resonate with Jake more than anyone else. Perfect. Because it's in us, man. That power is really in us. It's like what the Lord can do. The Lord can basically lock that power up, turn off that switch in you. But that power, we're princes of the power in the spirit, man. Our spirits are charged. It's just the Lord toned us down, man. Locked off that spirit, but the Lord gonna turn that tap on, man. And we gonna feel that, man. The day I feel that power, man, I'm gonna break these chains. I'm gonna fucking get down on you crackers, man. We gonna have fun out here. I'm gonna throw a whole building on one man. Just fucking, oh man. We gonna exhale out here, man.
Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning. Thou hast the dew of thy youth.
Jeremiah 16:16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord. We're the fishers. Again, with Elder Apostle Town down, man. We're the fishers. We're fishing, and the bait is the Bible. We're fishing for the elect. Because we understand that this truth is only for the elect. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. Hey, didn't Yahushua tell Peter he will make him fishers of men? There you go. And after will I send for many hunters. So the fishers are going to turn into hunters. Pursuant to the scriptures, the Lord is going to give us spiritual power. Alright? And the fishers are going to be turned into hunters. They shall hunt them from every mountain. That's you niggas. And Esau too. Ain't just you niggas. After we're done with these niggas, we're going to go for you, Esau. We'll come for you. Because you're the ultimate nigga. That will send for us, and they shall hunt them from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. So the Heavenly Father, He's going to give us spiritual power, man. That's the real power. Spiritual power is much more powerful than a gun, than a bomb or a tank. This spiritual power can go into the mind of somebody and really fuck them up. Oh yeah.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers, and peace and blessing, salutations, hopefully out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashim Al Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful leg, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashim Al Shah. And let me share this real quick. All right, but what we're gonna get into tonight, pretty much, Iran, is now, in the mix, of this whole, war theater, that we're seeing unfolding, over there, between Russia, NATO, America, EU, all right, and what's happening, we're seeing Iran, being put in the mix, and we're going to really see, the scriptures come to life when it says, Gog and Magog will be a guard, okay, unto Iran and other nations in their region, So let me post this, because I know they be, 2 out of 3 live streams, they pretty much shadow ban, But it is what it is, man. Word's still gonna go forth, whoever was meant to see it, gonna see it. So let's I'll pull it back up in a minute. But let's go to the scriptures, because what we have to understand is the scriptures say when you get Exodus 15:3, it said the Lord Yahweh Bashim Al Shah is a man of war. The Lord, all right, is his name. You see? The Lord Yahweh is his name. And with the Heavenly Father being a man of war, he understands, okay, the strategy of war. He created, okay, the strategy of war. So what we're seeing happening is Yahweh Bashim Shai strategize and plan, okay, this third world's war. As the scriptures say, this is Proverbs 21:1. It says the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. So what we're seeing is the Heavenly Father, on the minds of men, to fulfill his will and his prophecy. And the way things are playing out, all right, it just shows the accuracy of the scriptures, okay? Showing you that there's an entity that spoke these things, okay, before and is making them happen now. And this is the way that Yahweh Bashim Shai is showing his power in the earth, by the accuracy, of the scriptures, okay? So let's get this in Isaiah, just setting the tone for the lesson. We're going to get into a few things, all right? It won't be too long, but, we're going to touch on it. Now, this is Isaiah 46 and 9. It says, remember the things of old, for I am the Most High, and there is none else. I am the Most High, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning, okay, and from ancient times that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure, okay, of Yahweh Bashim Shai taking place in the earth, okay. We're seeing his counsel, okay, which is known through the prophecy, because if you follow prophecy, you're seeing, if you understand prophecy, you understand the counsel and the intent of Yahweh Bashim Shai in the earth, and he declared these things in the beginning, to showcase, all right, his authority, okay, over everything in the earth, all right. So let's go from there. Let's get Proverbs 19. Like I said, we just gonna build up spirit. Nevertheless, the counsel of the man. So you have all these theories and ideas and speculations, in the earth. All these so-called religions and what people think gonna happen, and people praying for peace and people praying for the, what you call it, pretty much to denuclearize, these nations, but that's not going to happen, man. It's the will of the Lord that's going to stand, all right, and it's going to happen how he said it happened. It ain't the thing of it's going to happen. It's going to happen how he said it's going to happen, man, okay? And that's going to leave, okay, no doubt that he is, Let's get this in Zephaniah 3, okay, and 8. It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, verse 8. It said, therefore wait ye upon me, said the Lord Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is that I may assemble the kingdoms, okay, all these different nations, okay, are being assembled, okay, by the will and the counsel of Yahweh, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. 3 will be the stage when Yahweh Shai entered this realm. So he's gathering these nations, okay, so he can introduce his son to the earth, all right, through war, okay. Yahweh Shai will be introduced to the earth through war. He's going to be physically introduced through war. And we're telling you of these things now. A favor. But everyone else, he's going to introduce himself through war. Okay? And we are in, like, when like the scriptures talk about, blessed is he, whom thou chooses to dwell in thy courts. And when you go into the ancient world, if you was in the courts of the king, you would hear the king's war plans. Okay, you will hear the king talk to his generals and officers, and on his war plans, man. So we understand the war strategy of Yahweh Bashim Shai, and it's the particular region, okay, for the purpose of what? War. Okay. Now let's get to the video. I don't know if you brothers and sisters have seen this one yet. All right, but this was one, to respond to. Okay, because now Iran is in the mix, and that's heavy prophecy, and that's setting up, okay, for something major, okay, within this whole narrative of what we're seeing going on. So I'm gonna let this play, and he's gonna let you know what's going on, and then we're gonna get some more precepts. We're gonna go to a map and kind of show you, okay, the narrative that's going on in this region of the earth, man, and why this is so, heavy, dealing with this third world war. Okay. Let's see. Come on, nigga. Oh man.
Till tomorrow. I'll just have too many articles to go over. So we're going to go ahead and give you the latest breaking news. So if this is your first time here, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell, and hopefully YouTube will notify you. So we have some new breaking news coming in from Hal Turner. Hal Turner is an American who lives in New Jersey. Iran aircraft loaded with arms in Syria. So this is a element. I think this is the first time that Iran has actually landed a airplane loaded with weapons. To give you information, we have some breaking news also that you're not going to hear anywhere else, probably, but on our news channel right here. We do try to give you the most accurate breaking news from around the world to keep you updated on a minute-by-minute basis almost of what is going on. So let's go ahead and read a little bit about what's going on here. This article came out a couple hours ago. A stunning development in the Middle East diplomacy took place on Sunday. Russia has allowed an Iranian jet carrying vast amounts of arms to land at the Russian airbase in Kimelin. Previous Iranian deliveries have all been bombed by Israel. This one cannot be. The Israeli Defense Forces expressed its misunderstanding of the actions to Russia. So, folks, usually when Iran transports arms to Syria, Israel automatically launches airstrikes and destroys all of these shipments of weapons to Syria from Iran. This time, it looks like that Iran and Russia have made an agreement to offload military items at the Russian airbase. It has also been reported in the last couple of days that Syrian and the Russian Air Force are now doing joint air patrols of the Golden Heights area. Now, one of the heads of the Iranian military had just made a visit to Russia last week. So it looks like that Russia and Iran has signed some new military cooperation with both countries, allowing Iranian arms shipments to be made into Syria. This is very, very important breaking news. It does look like that another front could be opening up in the Middle East, along with Ukraine and Russia, Taiwan and China, and the United States and NATO. So it does look like everything is developing. I do believe that this war does pop off we will be having war in 4 different theaters in the Mediterranean with Iran and Israel, North Korea, South Korea, Taiwan, China, Russia, and Ukraine, and the United States and NATO all going at it at the same time. It could very well evolve into that. So I'm going to show you some information that has just come in, if I can find it. I just had this up a few minutes ago.
So let's address, of what he's speaking of. Now, what you had was Russia to allow Iran to fly in military equipment, all right, to a Russian airport that's in Syria. Now, just as he said, whenever you hear about these Israelis, doing airstrikes in Syria, they're bombing anything that they suspect to be Iranian, military equipment being moved in Syria. And why is that? Okay? And it sometimes it doesn't even be military equipment. If it's just too many cars traveling, it's too many military vehicles traveling together. Okay, Israelis will bomb the hell out of it, man. Okay, the Israelis have been doing the most airstrikes out of any nation, these last 4 or 5 years, and their main fear is the buildup of Iranian military hardware on their borders, because they know, that Iran will for sure, bomb the shit out of Israel. Okay, they know this for sure. So let's go to the map and understand exactly, what we're seeing. It ain't go away, did it? Dang. Alright, so I'm trying to find that map I just had. Give me a second. Gotta click through a few to get the one I want. I had it pulled up. I wanted to show y'all exactly where that airport at. Oh man. Let me see. Alright, let's try this one. Okay. Does it show Syria? Nah. Y'all give me a minute, cause I had the one pulled up that I wanted. Nah, I need one to show all of Syria and Israel together. Y'all bear with me. Okay, this is good. Alright. So what you have is Syria right here. Okay, Iraq. And if you keep going to the right, Iran to be over there. So what you have, you see this town here of Latakia. This is where the airport is located, a few miles, from this city, Latakia. And it's right there on the Mediterranean. Okay? It's right there on the Mediterranean. And it's right above, where you see LEB, that stands for Lebanon. Now, within Lebanon, you have an Iranian militant group called Hezbollah. Okay, if y'all remember hearing about Hezbollah, and remember you had in Beirut, that's where you had that explosion. Okay, it damn near looked like a pocket nuke, and they know if those Israelis did that. So there's always tension between, Lebanon, the Hezbollah and Israel. And if you go into it in 2006, there was actually all-out war between Israel and them Israelis, okay, them Israelis, all right, and Hezbollah from Lebanon, and pretty much Lebanon made Israel, those Israelis tap out. Okay, you're not gonna hear about that. I'll pull it up and I'll put the link in the description box if y'all want to see that. I think it's like an 8-minute video, real quick. Just so y'all can see, that situation that happened in 2006. But long story short, so you have Iranian military equipment right here to the north of Lebanon, which means that equipment gonna make it to Lebanon, and it's gonna be right on the borders, okay, of Israel. All right. So now you have a funnel where Iran can get. See, it's one thing to have a military. You can have all type of weaponry. You can have, this many soldiers. You can have this technology. But the thing is putting these things in position. Okay. The thing is putting military equipment and personnel in position. Okay. Possessing, military personnel and military equipment and technologies and all these things, that's good, but it's only as good as the ability to disperse these things throughout the earth. And that's why America's been so dominant, because they're able to transport, okay, their conventional weaponry all over the earth. Okay, their air force, all right. It pretty much, when you look at the earth, it's like a big, it's like a gigantic, okay, American air base with all these aircraft carriers that America has, all this access to, foreign, air bases, okay. And that's why America has been so dominant, because they have so much access, okay, to different lands and countries and military bases in the earth. You see? But what's happening, these heathens, they don't start making moves, man. So now what we're seeing is military hardware supplied by Russia, okay, coming from Iran and being posted, okay, in this area right above Lebanon, which is right above Israel, okay. So what Russia is doing is surrounding, okay, anybody that it thinks is going to be an ally to America, okay, with weaponry, because Russia knows when this war kicks off, it's going to be a world war. Okay, so they're putting things in place in every area of the world where they think they're going to have any type of resistance against them. All right, advancing. Okay, against the NATO and America, man. All right. So this is a heavy move being made, and these Israelis are going to lose it. Okay? They are going to lose it because they're already terrified of the missiles. Okay? Israel, we want to. All right? It's going to be a hell of a. Now, let's go to the scriptures, to show how this lines up in prophecy, man. Go to let's get this in Isaiah 21. All right. Here we go. Okay. Now this is Isaiah 21 and 2. It says, a grievous vision is declared unto me. The treacherous, okay, dealer dealeth treacherously, and the spoiler spoileth. Go up, O Elam, besiege, O Media. Now, Elam is speaking to who? Iran. Media is speaking to who? Russia. Go up. All right, let's read in modern terms. Go up, Iran, besiege, O Russia. All the sign thereof, all right, have I made to cease. Okay, you see that, and what is it saying when you go into the new letter, the NLT? Because you know when the Mosai took down, all right, ancient Babylon or the Neo-Babylonian, okay, empire, he used a combination of the Medes, okay, and the Persians, okay, but this time he using the spiritual Medes, okay, with the Russians, all right, and the descendants, okay, of those Persians, man, which is Iran. You see? Now, when you read in the NLT, it says, I see a terrifying vision. I see the betrayer betraying, the destroyer destroying. Go ahead, you Elamites and Medes, attack and lay siege. I will make an end to all the groaning Babylon cause, because what's been happening, over these past decades, these nations have pretty much, been crying out against America, but they didn't have the resources to combat this place, man. But now they have these resources, and what they're making moves, they're putting themselves in position, because when you make a siege, you put yourself in a position, okay? You surround your enemies. So now we're seeing Russia, okay, dispatching its military throughout the earth, surrounding its enemies. And who do you see in the mix now? Iran, which is who? Elam. Okay? Because it says in the NLT, go ahead, you Elamites and Medes, attack and lay siege. And that's a commandment from the king. See, when we read prophecies, these are commandments from Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. Okay? And that's why these nations, all right, just all of a sudden, it just seemed like they just get into a different spirit, because it's a commandment coming from Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai in the spirit. And these angels are dispatched to play on the minds of these kings to fulfill the will of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. Okay? And this is what we're seeing. Now, let's go from there. Let's go back to what we said in Daniel. Now, when you read it in the spirit, okay, this is an event that actually happened. Okay. This is an event that actually happened. But in the spirit, okay, it's pertaining to these times. All right. This is I started 13. This is Daniel 5 and 13. It says, then was Daniel brought in before the king, and the king spake and said unto Daniel, art thou that Daniel, which are of the children of the captivity of Judah? Because Daniel was carried away captive, from Jerusalem into Babylon, and he was one of those noble children from the nobility of kings, of the southern kingdom, and pretty much Daniel was highborn, he was highborn, so he was dwelling in the courts of the king, and pretty much he had a seat in the king's court, okay, and they knew that the Most High was dealing with him to interpret dreams. Now, it says, art thou that Daniel, which are the children, or of the children of the captivity of Judah, whom the king my father brought out of Jewry? I have even heard of thee, that the spirit of the gods is in thee, and that the light of understanding and excellent wisdom is found in thee. So he was pretty much giving, credit to his gods, you know, because this is Belshazzar, which he was a straight nigga. All right, he was a foolish king who was proud, which you have that same energy today, in America. And it says, and now the wise men, the astrologers, have been brought in before me. It said that they should read the writings and make known unto me the interpretation thereof, but they could not show the interpretation of the thing. And I have heard of thee that thou canst make interpretations and dissolve doubts. Now, if thou canst read the writing, okay, and make known to me the interpretation thereof, thou shalt be clothed with scarlet and have a chain of gold about thy neck, and shalt be the third ruler in the kingdom. And it said, and Daniel said, then Daniel answered and said, before the king, let thy gifts be to thyself, and give thy reward to another. Yet will I read the writings unto the king, and make known to him the interpretation. O thou king, the Most High gave Nebuchadnezzar thy father a kingdom, and majesty, and glory, and honor. And for the majesty that he gave him, all people, nations, and languages tremble and fear before him. And this is how the world has been reacting, to this Edomite rulership, especially through America. They pretty much trembled, before America's military prowess, man. Okay? They trembled at this American, superpower. And it says, and for the majesty that he gave him, all people, nations, and languages tremble and fear before him, whom he would, he slew. Okay, and you see that now, especially with the American military, they have the license to kill, man. Okay, the American military has killed millions of civilians in the earth, just bombing and air striking it. Pretty much, they move how they want to move, man. Okay, and who has checked them? All right, those soldiers don't go to court. Them pilots don't go to court. Okay, they have the American military has a license to kill, and it says, and whom he would, he kept alive, and whom he would, he set up. Yeah, and America has installed a lot of puppet governments, okay, throughout the earth. Okay, and it says, and whom he would, he put down. They done took away a lot of governments out the earth, man. You see, it says, but when his heart was lifted up and his mind hardened in pride, he was disposed from his kingly throne, and they took his glory from him. And he was driven from the sons of men, and his heart was made like the beast, and his dwelling was with the wild asses, and they fed him with grass like oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till he knew that the Most High ruled in the kingdom of men, and that he appointed over it whomsoever he will. It says, and thou, his son, O Belshazzar, has not humbled thine heart, though thou knewest all this. So you look at the scripture to say, how Sodom and Gomorrah was the example for any nation that will live, okay, that will live ungodly, man. And Esau knows this, man. He knows about the fall of Babylon, the Medes, the Persians, the Greeks. He knows about all these things, okay? The flood. Esau knows these things, but he's still full of pride, man. And we're watching, okay, this great destruction upon this place because of their pride, man. And the nations, all right, whom the Lord prophesied to come against this place is coming against this place, man. All right. Now it says, "But has lifted up thyself against the Lord of heaven, and they have brought the vessels of his house before thee, and thou and thy lords, thy wives, and thy concubines have drunk wine in them, and thou hast praised the gods of silver, and gold, and brass, iron, wood, and stone, which see not, nor hear not, nor know, and the God in whose hand thy breath is, and whose are all thy ways, hast thou not glorified." And that's what Esau Edom he's doing now. See, Esau praises his technology. He praises his witchcraft. He praises, all these different material things, but he doesn't praise the one true living power, the Heavenly Father. He doesn't acknowledge his son, Yahweh Shai, okay? Who's the powers that's really in control. All right? The same energy, man, of ancient Babylon. All right, these Edomites have today, especially here in America. It said, "Then was part of the hand sent from him, and this, all right, and this writing was written, and this is the writing that was written, many, many, to call a parson. This is the interpretation of the thing. Many, the Most High have numbered thy kingdom, okay, and finished it." All right, let's read that in the New Living. NLT said, "This is what these words mean. Many means numbered. The Most High has numbered the days of your reign and has brought it to an end." Okay? The days of this man's reign is numbered and is being brought to an end. Okay? This is why we see heavy moves being made militarily, man. Okay? War, all right. World War III is being staged as we speak. Okay? Everybody's getting in position, man. Now, will it happen at the end of this week? Is highly unlikely. Okay? But is it going to happen soon? Very likely. Okay? It's coming. All right? And things are being put in position. So when they do kick off, it's not going to be a long, drawn out war. Okay? It's going to be a slugfest. All right? Somebody going night, and it's going to be America, man. And they're going to these nations going to turn America lights out. Literally, man. Okay? It says, "To call, thou art weighed in the balance, okay, and are found wanting." Yeah, because America's wickedness and the way that it has terrorized the earth, okay, that has to be balanced out with judgment. You see, this place has gone unjudged for its wickedness, man. Okay? But now, the Most High is finna balance out America's wickedness with judgment. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick in Job chapter 4, verse 7. Or yes, verse 8. This is Job 4 and 8. It says, "Even as I have seen, okay, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same." Okay? So all this wickedness, all right, and iniquity that America has sown, they're going to reap the same, man. Okay? And I say America has killed millions of civilians that had nothing to do with the war. So guess what? American civilians gonna die that have nothing to do with the war. Okay? America gonna reap the exact same thing, and it's gonna be a judgment by fire, because they've been making fire come from heaven, okay, which is the sky, okay. You see? So what you think finna come back here, man? Going back to Daniel, This is Daniel 28. Makes it like Daniel 5:28. It says, Paris, thy kingdom is divided and given, okay, to the Medes and the Persians. All right. So it happened. This was an actual account that happened, but in the spirit, we're seeing this thing happen again. And the Medes, all right, these Russians of today and these Persians have a very tight military alliance, man. Okay, and what we just heard, on that clip, okay, where he said, look, Iran was able to transport weapons into Syria and not be attacked. And why are they not being attacked? Because they was going to a Russian military base. And those Israelis know they can't attack Russia military base. Okay? Now if Iran just wanted to independently try to get some weapons in Syria, they could attack it. Okay? But under the guise of Russia, under the guard of Russia, them Israelis know, okay, we can't attack a Russian military base. We can't do no airstrike over there. Okay, because them jets ain't gonna make it because Russia's military bases, all right, it ain't just because they got this respect, they just, cool with Russia. No, they know what Russia got over on the military bases. Okay, Russia gonna have them S-400s on their military bases, and those S-400s can pick up those Israeli fighter jets while they're taking off. Okay, so them S-400s that's at those Russian military bases, they can pick up, okay, on Israeli fighter jets before they take off the runway, which means that by the time those jets get high enough, soon as they get high enough in their flight, they're coming straight down. Okay, and one S-400 missile system can um can um can pick up on 30 different vessels at one time. Okay, so if Israel wanted to send 30 jets at one time to do an airstrike, all right, that one S-400 would pick up on all 30 of them before they left the airport, and that's only one. And Russia has multiple. Okay, so they know they can't go around there doing no airstrikes. Okay, they not gonna make it there. They won't even make it out of Israel. You see? So this is showing you how scary accurate the prophecies are. Okay. Let's get this, man. This is Ezekiel 30. Yeah, they through, brother. They want to get out of Israel. They through. Let's get Ezekiel 36. Ezekiel 38. So like. All right. So when you go. All right. Ezekiel 38:4. And we'll read down. It says, and I will turn thee, okay, and put hooks in thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen. It's speaking, all right, about Russia. All of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company. And it's speaking of these, of Russia's military, which we seen has pretty much, Russia has activated its whole military and reserves has put them on standby and is positioning them, okay, is positioning them to be offensive against okay, any American or NATO threat. It says, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, which is Iran, Ethiopia, and Libya, with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Because now, Iran got these missile defense systems, and Iran had these offensive missiles as well. What they call PGM, they call PGM, which stands for precision guided munitions. And Iran showed how accurate they were when they was hitting American military bases from 1,200 kilometers away. Okay. And they was destroying, I'm talking about, they was flattening American military bases from 1,200 kilometers away, man. Okay. What you call PGM, precision guided munitions. Okay. Where do you think they came from? Okay. And it says Gomar and all his bands, which is Turkey. Okay. And the Turkey is one of the main airstrips that the American military uses in their region. But when Turkey flip on America, they not gonna have access to those airstrips in Turkey anymore. That's gonna be another cripple. It's gonna be another thing that's gonna cripple this American Air Force, man, which is their main, all right, tool within war. It says Gomar and all his bands, the house of Togomar of the North Quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. It says, be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Okay? Be thou a guard unto them. So we're seeing Russia being a guard. Okay? Literally guarding these nations, man. Because Iran, there's no way in hell Iran could have did this by themselves. But because they're sending this to Russian, okay, airports and air bases, they're going untouched, man. And these Israelis are going to lose it. It's going to be a matter of time. Like, if Iran keep transporting weaponry, all right, because these Israelis know damn well that if they that close to Lebanon, them weapons going to make it to Hezbollah, and Hezbollah is on deck. Okay, let me play this real quick. Let me get this, which your brother had posted earlier. And this is going to lead, because this is going to be the real thing that's going to jumpstart this thing. They're going to jumpstart this war. Is them Israelis, pretty much doing something impulsive against Iran. Because they like, shit, well, it's going to be to the point where we can't attack the Russian military base. And this is me speculating. I'm thinking them Israelis gonna be like, well, we can't attack Russian military bases. Okay, that'll be suicide. All right. Well, hell, let's just go straight to Iran and go to the source. Okay. And if the Israelis do any attack within Iranian borders, get ready. Okay. You can get ready. It's going to be a party over there, man. All right. Now, this is Isaiah. Jeremiah. This is on Jeremiah 49. And let's get 20. It said, therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord, all right, that he hath taken against Edom. So this is a counsel against the whole nation of Edom. okay? Because this war is going to destroy America. It's going to destroy, okay, this beast system, all right? This whole beast system going to be jacked up. It's going to take Esau out of power. Yahushua is going to come and conquer in righteousness. So it's going to be a ripple effect that's going to lead to Esau, Edom being removed out of power, a lot of them dying, and the remainder of them going into captivity. Okay, so this council, this war council is against Edom, a whole nation. Okay, we're just going into all these moving parts, that's going to kick this thing off, man. But the end result is Esau Edom is about to lose as a nation. Okay, the Russians, these European nations, all these Edomite nations are about to lose. Okay, now it says, and his purpose, that he have purpose against the inhabitants of Teman, surely the least of the flock. Okay. All right. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their inhabitants desolate with them. Okay. So this man, all right, what we're seeing is a war that's going to end, that's going to lead to the end of this man's rulership and the beginning of his captivity, man. And these Israelis, which are the least of the flock, is going to drag these other men. Yeah, let me know if y'all can hear me if I'm coming through. We back, we good. And then, hey, look at this. Cause this the clip right here. But y'all see how long it is, man. It was 14 minutes and 40 seconds before I. So this is how Hezbollah was able to win the 2006 war with Israel. And, you're not going to hear about this. Okay? You're not going to hear about this. But, a spirit of video was 14 minutes, 40 seconds, on the thumbnail, you know. 'Cause this is the war that's going to establish that, the government of Israel, man. But I'm gonna play it. Yeah, this is Sabbath. We chilling. Y'all ain't got nothing to do there. We gonna watch it together. You know how we do. Let's see. So you're gonna see these Israelis, they gonna start attacking Lebanon first. And they pretty much thought the war was gonna, the Israelis thought they were just gonna run through Hezbollah. They thought they were just gonna run through Hezbollah. All right. But it ain't work out like that. All right, so you read that, it says in the first few days, Israel claimed that they have destroyed all of Hezbollah's bases and have got rid of Katyusha's launchers. It said they also claim that the war will end real soon and Hezbollah is no more. Okay, the proud ass devils, man. But you brothers and sisters just watch, man. You know. It said, but what they didn't know was that Hezbollah used the Katyusha missiles only to distract them. Okay? So these Israelis like shit, these niggas through, we done destroyed everything. We done did these airstrikes, they done destroyed their little missiles, all this little shit they got, we run through these niggas. Alright? Nigga thought it was over. It says with new unique strategies and tactics, along with brand new advanced weapons, okay, Hezbollah was able to turn the whole game upside down. So they allowed them Israelis to do them airstrikes on all, those old missile systems, and they whipped out everything brand new. Okay, so now it's a party.
المفاجآت التي وعدتكم بها سوف تبدأ من الآن. الآن في عرض البحر الزاوية الحربية العسكرية الإسرائيلية التي اعتمدت على بنيتنا التحتية. انظروا إليها تحتوي وستغرق ومعها عشرات الجنود الإسرائيليين الصهاينة.
Y'all see the Israeli warship, don't? Alright? Folks weren't playing. Alright? And Israel thought it was gonna be they let me go ahead. post that. Hurt. It get worse. Now, listen to this. Now, those missiles was hitting at 16 kilometers, so they was hitting ships that was about 10 miles, out to sea. Okay. And it said the missile was launched at the ship was the C-802. And it says made by the Chinese, okay, modified by the Iranians. This was in 2006. So what the hell do you think China, Iran, and Russia, all right, has prepared for this nigga this time, man? So it said Israel have never feared anything. It said Israel have never feared anything more than Hezbollah's land-to-land missiles, for they know that Hezbollah can use them to strike long-distance target, man. Okay. Now this is in 2006, and they had missiles that was capable of reaching anywhere in Israel. Okay, so them shipments of weapons that's coming from Iran to this military base in Syria, which is just north of Lebanon, which is the home of Hezbollah. What you think they got in them? What you think they got in them ships, man? I mean, in them military planes, man. All right. Put niggas on stretchers. Okay. The more it said, the more Israel attacked, the more they got. So it was a slugfest, man. Okay. And these Israelis, they weren't used to this, man. They were used to just dominate. All right. But no, you niggas is getting on the stretcher. All right. Ambulance hella busy. So what you seen was the town Haifa, which was a major economical city in Israel. Okay, and boy looking through them little sideburns, that little hat, finished. All right, and what you had was, see, Hezbollah was just attacking Israel's military. But then, just like Esau the devil do, he starts attacking residential areas. So Hezbollah started attacking residential areas. Okay? But they were talking, Israel was saying, well, look, at the beginning, Hezbollah is no more. We're going to destroy the capital city. But when you read this, it says, which is why Israel didn't risk attacking the Lebanese capital, for the result would have been the destruction of Tel Aviv. So Hezbollah like, look, if y'all destroy one of our cities, we gonna destroy one of y'all cities. So they was matching everything that those Israelis was doing. They were like, said, you take our capital, we gonna blow up Tel Aviv. Like I said, how you want to play it, and you gonna start seeing Israel, they finna start sitting their ass down, and you don't hear this being published. When I first found this, I was like, well, damn, I never heard about this one.
President Bush, and it is why he's asked me to come at this.
And look at Eve, all in Israel. Oh, goddamn Eve everywhere, man. I think that's Condoleezza Rice. If I'm, correct me if I'm wrong. Islam is everywhere, man.
It's a difficult time because as we deal with the current circumstances, we need always to be cognizant of and looking to what kind of Middle East we are trying to build. It is time for a new Middle East. It is time to say to those who do not want a different kind of Middle East that we will prevail, they will not.
a very successful vehicle because it does two things. It can fight in close urban combat, but it can also do the traditional job of a tank and fight in open country on the Golan Heights. The Merkava is a creature of Israel.
This is the best tank.
So you finna hear them brag about this tank. All right, they finna brag about this tank, and y'all finna hear it, man.
Well, nothing will stop this tank from driving.
Is a creature of Israel.
This is the best tank in the world. Nothing will stop this tank from driving.
Now, it said this surprise didn't only, this one didn't only surprise Israel, but the world, because this was one of the most powerful tanks at the time. Yeah, it says capable of dealing with several kinds of combats in any types of battlefield, but for some reason it's not doing a good job on Lebanese land. It says despite its reputation of being the mightiest tank, Hezbollah was able to locate Merkava's weak points, and they had what it takes to destroy these tanks. Uh-oh. 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 Big big homie in the building. It says thanks to Russian anti-tank weapons. Thanks to Russian. This was in 2006. Okay? Big homie is in the building, man. Master P. Okay? So what the hell do you think they got for these folks now, man? Okay? And this time it's gonna be America getting their ass embarrassed, man. Okay? Hey, shit, that boy got that look like y'all told us these tanks was indestructible, goddamn. He looking at that nigga like, nigga, you lied, nigga. Okay? Nigga, I was inside the tank, and now I'm outside the tank. Nigga, ain't no tank, nigga. Nigga, you lied. Okay? God damn, son. Nah, hold on. Now, these, not to forget to mention USA's Abrams tank, which was also destroyed during that massacre. So they had American tanks, okay, and they got their wore out, okay, and America is dispatching them same tanks to the EU as we speak. All right, they dispatching these same tanks to the EU as we speak through. Okay, if you military, if you American military personnel and you in them tanks, all right.
This is the best tank in the world. Nothing will stop this tank from driving. If it wants to go on, it will go on. And if it finds a target, I don't want to be there in that target instead of you.
Through. Hold on, let me make sure I put this in the. Let me go ahead and put this link in there. Yeah, I done watched it a few times. Hold on. Yeah, I thought y'all find it kind of interesting, man. Boy took that L, but you ain't gonna hear about that one. This cause if I ain't mistaken, let me go here real quick. Let me go to this page. Yep, let's listen to this real quick. So this is what you got. This is what America is doing now. So let's listen to this real quick.
Adrian, this is January the 31st, 2022. And we have some breaking news for you guys. We're going to be doing our live chat on our backup channel. So I wanted to make this short video to let you know where we're going to be. We're going to go to our backup channel. This is Off-Grid Desert Farming number 2. Off-Grid Desert Farming number 2. That's where we'll be today in just a few minutes. About 3 o'clock, so you got about 15 minutes to get over there. I will leave the link in the description box, and hold on, I'm going to have to put the camera down just a second so I can get the links, but let me see if I can leave the link in the description box for you. Okay, so let me go ahead and copy the link and put it in the description box. So this is where we're going to be in about 15 minutes. We will be doing our live on our backup channel, Off-Grid Desert Farming. Number two, so if you guys have not subscribed to our backup channel, please go up.
So I guess he gonna go into it there. You know what they dispatching those tanks. All right, and it's gonna be another epic failure, my man. You know. So yeah, I guess he gonna be on the backup. So if y'all, follow, some of his content, that's his new backup channel. Also, let me put this on there too. Let's get I'm gonna be posting, a lot of news over here. But this is the channel GMS Lighthouse. All right, and as you can see, Eve through. But it's a lot, I'm gonna post. I'm gonna start posting. Lord will, I'm gonna start posting some these different military equipment and fighter jets, and just what these nations, been working on, militarily. Start posting some of that over here too. But if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to GMS Lighthouse. I know GMS Kingdom Miner 144 got 2 strikes. So ain't no telling how they gonna do with that, cause a lot of times we get 2 strikes, they'll go ahead and get you out of there. So ain't no telling how it go. But either way, just to, for you brothers and sisters to know, about this channel. Try to, keep a lot of content on there for news and, judgments on people and just, updates and just inform them information, so make sure you brothers, you subscribe to that. But before we leave, let's deal with this prophecy here because, them Israelis, okay. Let's go to Zephaniah 2. Okay. And it started at 4. It says, for Gaza, okay, shall be forsaken, and Ashkelon a desolation. And this is speaking of our land, because this is all our inheritance. But see, the Lord, okay, is finna run those heathens out of there, and that earth and our land is going to be cleansed with fire. That's why the soil going to be rich when we come back. The filth of the heathen is going to be cleansed, from our land, man. Okay, and we're going to go back as immortals. Okay, we're going home as immortals, but it has to be cleansed, and we're watching the Lord setting up the cleansing, okay, of our land, man, through war. And it says, and Ashdod, because Ashdod was the land where Judah dwelt, at the noonday, and Ekron shall be rooted up. Woe unto the inhabitants of the sea coast, all right, the nation of the Cherethites. The word of the Lord is against you, O Canaan, the land of the Philistines. Okay, this is where you get the Palestine. Okay, it's modern day Palestine. But it was the ancient land of the Philistines. All right. But that's within, okay, our land. All this is our inheritance. But this, like I said, this is where you get, modern day Palestine. And it says, and the sea coast shall be a dwelling, okay, and cottages for shepherds and folds for flocks. It says, and the coast shall be for the remnant of the house of Judah, and they shall feed thereupon, okay. In the houses of Ashkelon shall they live down in the evening, for the Lord their power shall visit them and turn away their captivity. You see that? So we're finna go home, and that land is gonna be cleansed with fire. Okay, Let's get that in Isaiah. Is it 26 and 20? Yep. Isaiah 26 and 20 says, "Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers," and this is the elect going to the chariots, "and shut thy doors about thee, hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation, all right, be overpassed." So as we're on the chariots, Yahushua is going to be conquering the earth in righteousness, okay, and our land is going to be cleansed through fire, okay. It's like we're going to be on those chariots, and Yahushua is going to be conquering the earth and also cleansing the earth through fire, man. You know? So when we come back down, all right? So when we come back down, okay, we're coming down to a new earth, which is in a fresh earth. You see, whenever we do come out those chariots, man. You know? So, that was the point. All right. You know, Lord will, you know, you brothers, okay, you few sisters were edified. Like I said, a lot going on, and the devil is pretty much, we're seeing the Lord put everything, you know, in position, okay, to end this devil's rulership and put his ass in captivity, man. Okay. All right, so Lord will, you know, you edified till next time. I say Shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah, Bob, Ball, DTA soon. Okay. Shalom.